July is all about checking in on your goals that you made back in January, seeing how we're doing today, and I'm not doing great, so let's fix that. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna and this is 4 Paws in a Book. I make bookish videos over here on my little corner of the internet, so if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. One of my very good friends on the bookternet, Margaret from the Word Nerd, she created this readathon called the Mid-Year Reading Scramble. And after the chaotic month of June, it was nice to have a little bit of a chiller reading month, something that you could create your own goals for, and that is what the Mid-Year Scramble is doing. I am casually participating in this. I needed a little bit of a break from like actual structured reading, but at the same time I have to put out content, and I also can't just take an entire month off of reading. That doesn't work. So I thought we would create a different challenge for each week and go from there. If you want to know the specifics, there is like a bingo board, there's a little chart that you can follow. I am not doing that. I'm just taking my challenge and I'm running with it because I kind of need a month of mood reading. One of my long-standing goals is to get my Netgalley TBR under control. Will that ever happen? Probably not. But we're going to try, and that's what this week's challenge is going to be. This week, my goal is to read 3 Netgalley arcs, or books that I've had on Netgalley, and hope to increase the TBR, or the percentage of my ratio, just a little bit. We're sitting at about 60%, so it's not the worst it's ever been, but it could be a lot better. Turns out all 3 of the books that I'm picking already came out. So they're not actually arcs. They are new releases, but they're not arcs anymore. I've picked 3 different genres. So we're going to have a romance in The Friendship Study by Ruby Barrett. We're going to have a thriller with The Teacher by Frida McFadden. And we're going to have a sci-fi horror genre blend with Ghost Station by S.A. Barnes. These are very different genres, but I think it'll give me a really good chance to mood read this week, as well as not burn out, which is definitely not something I want post Amazing Readathon and also going into Battle-a-thon next month. I need my reading mojo back. So without further ado, let's get into the vlog. Hello, it is Wednesday afternoon. I definitely started this vlog much later than I wanted to, but I thought I would touch base with you. So I decided that the first book that I was going to read was The Friendship Study by Ruby Barrett. This was on my official Kerplunk TBR, so I thought this was a good place to start. And I wanted a quick lighthearted romance that was just fun. So I started listening to this last night. I have been playing this game on my phone. It's a really stupid puzzle game, okay? I was brainless, okay? But it's called Hexasort, right? It's just a puzzle, and you just colors, and I've been kind of addicted to it the past few days, and I've been playing it for much longer than I probably should, and time gets away from me. And that's what happened last night, because I was listening to this book, playing my game. I was just chilling on the couch, and I read half this book. So there's that. I mean, it's not a long book. I am loving it. It is so good. I think it's so relatable. As someone who has anxiety, I think that our main character Lulu is probably on the neurospicy scale somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere. But even just talking about generalized anxiety and social anxiety and this whole idea of not being able to make friends as an adult. And it's so hard, right? It's so hard to make friends as adults, especially if you are neurodivergent, because you're I don't know what to talk about. I hear hers, and she even says when she goes on the stage, she's here are my pre-prescribed list of topics we can talk about on the date. Here are the things you don't want to talk about because it makes the date awkward. It's just the most relatable thing ever. And we have a bisexual male main character, which is, again, not something you see very often. I've talked about this before when I was talking about Truly Madly Deeply, because he's also bi, and I love that representation because it isn't something you see very often. It's so good so far. I just got to the part where he randomly decides to adopt a cat, because they go out on this group event to the Humane Society, the shelter, where they're just trying to they're volunteering, and they're just again trying to make friends, and instead of making human friends, he brings home a cat. And honestly, I mean, not dogs but not cats, but same would also do the same thing. Speaking of which, hi buddy. No, he doesn't want to jump up and say hi. Of course he doesn't. That's my update on this. I read half of the book and I will probably finish it today. But I'm having such a good time with it. I really liked her first book. I don't know if it's her first book, but the other one that I have read from her, The Romance Recipe. This one's definitely less steamy than that because that one's super hot and heavy. And this one, because it's so slow burn, because they're in this psychology experiment and they're like specifically told you're not allowed to have sex, and they're like basically trying to skirt around that like so far. Like they're definitely doing sexual things, but it's not, they're like, but we're not having sex. And I don't know, I love these characters, and it's fun. But there's also some really like deep and heartfelt moments in it as well. His grandfather, who was his caretaker, is in hospice. He has Alzheimer's or dementia or something, and he never got to tell his grandfather that he was bi when he was lucid and like understood things, and that's something that's like weighing really heavily on him, and it's just heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking. That's my update. Speaking of Schmidt, I am gonna go take him to the groomer so that he can get his face cleaned up. I have to do that every couple of weeks now, and then I have to take Doyle to the vet this afternoon. So it's a busy afternoon, and then I'm probably still gonna have to work because I had a late start today and a bunch of meetings and a lot of projects. So that's where we're at today. But anyways, that's the update. Happy Wednesday. I'm sorry that I'm starting this vlog much later than I had originally intended to, but that's okay. We'll still try to get like maybe hopefully 3 books read this week. I called it. Listen, us neurodivergent girlies can spot it from a mile away. Okay? There is ADHD representation in the friendship study. And Jesse's like, Lulu, do you think you might have ADHD? And it all stemmed from her having a bruise on her leg. And Lulu going like, oh, I don't know how I got that. I just ran into something. And if that's not the most relatable thing ever. Because like, listen, walls do not exist until I run into them. I am the most clumsy person in the world. How I survived being a gymnast as a child, we'll never know. We will never know. I finished it. It's 5 stars. This is going to end up on my best books of the year. Like, it was so good. It was so good, so relatable. And I think that's one of the things that I'm finding is that I love it when I can relate to a character in a book. And I know that sometimes like people don't love that because it like feels self-inserty, or like it kind of feels like the author didn't put enough into it to make him their own character, and so then you as the reader can put yourself into it, and I don't actually care because I loved it. It's so good. You should go read it. It's better than The Romance Recipe, and so fucking hot, like so steamy, so spicy. Anyways, I don't know how I'm gonna come down from that. It's Friday morning. It's a busy work day again. I ended up getting this last minute project at work that was like top priority, had to get it done right now kind of a thing, which is really fun. So I'm going to be finishing that up today. I think my plan is I want to read Ghost Station. That's going to be my Patreon book club book, and I want to immersion read that one because I tried listening to it as an audio arc, and I got really lost. So I think I want to physically read that. So I think that's my plan for this weekend. And so I need something to listen to today. And so I think what I'm going to do is listen to The Teacher by Frida McFadden. I had this one as an arc. That's just the theme of this, is that I am reading books that already came out that I had as Netgalley arcs. That's my problem. Because I request these books and then I end up with content and stuff that I have to do. And so then I don't end up reading the arcs. I'm terrible at it. I probably should just turn off my Netgalley. But I don't. So I guess this vlog is just going to be reading 3 books that already came out that I should have read months ago. Maybe we'll workshop that title. It feels a little long. But anyways, I read The Housemaid by Frida McFadden a couple months ago with Brittany and really had a good time with it. Had a lot of fun. So I've picked up a couple of her other books, The Teacher being one that I got on Netgalley, and the audiobook is on Everand, and so I think that's what I'm going to try to do today is listen to that. I think it's like a 9.5-hour audiobook, so theoretically, my listening speed, I should, if I really focus on it, should be able to finish it today. Then tonight, I think the plan is, there's a food truck festival over by our house, like in the park that's down the street from us, and I think the plan is to go to that tonight. It is supposed to be super hot. We are in the middle of a terrible heat wave. It's supposed to be like 106 today, so whatever that is in Fahrenheit, I can tell you.
What is 106 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
41.1. So it's gonna be hot. I know they're gonna be doing it like every Friday from like now through the end of August. So we don't have to go this weekend, but I just thought it'd be fun to do. And so, I don't know, we might make it a weekly thing. So basically, there's just like 6 or 7 food trucks that like show up at the park, and people can like try them out. And I love food trucks. Kind of ironic because I work in food safety, like that's my day job. And food trucks generally tend to be less than sanitary. Just in terms of how it's built, and you know, but the food is so good. The food is usually so good. That's my morning. I need to go to work. I'm late for work once again. I'm not sleeping well again. 100% my fault, but I'm just not waking up when I should be. I'm gonna go to work, and I will touch base with you potentially at lunchtime or this afternoon. We'll see. Hello, happy Friday afternoon. I was going to do an update in my car today, but it was 107 degrees in my car, so that didn't happen. So let's talk about the teacher. Hold on, I'm gonna figure out where I am. Not as far as I would have liked, but that's okay. I'm on page 123, so chapter 26. Oh, before I put my bookmark in, let me show you, because I got new bookmarks today. I ordered some from Daisy and Bee, which is Steph and Jade's shop. I'll link them down below. They're super cute. I got some of their older ones. Well, my plan was originally, because I want to do Final Book Support Group next week, I'm going to be doing it at a little bit of a different time. I'm kind of overlapping things, simply because Scatagorathon is happening at the end of the month. So I wanted to get one of the bookmarks for it because I didn't have one. So this is the I Have 99 Problems, and 98 of them are sequels, because I want to take some Bookstagram pictures. But they had a lot of their like older stock on there too, and I was like, well, I'll just go get, you know, might as well, right? So I got one that has some butterflies on it. I don't know if this is their older stock or not. But then I also got the foiled ones with their moths. And I just think these are stunning. Oops. Like, look how gorgeous these are. So, yeah, anyways, that's what I got. So we're going to use one of these. And let's talk about the teacher. So, okay. So, I think I said that the only experience that I had with Frida McFadden was The Housemaid, which is partially true. It's the only book that I finished, but there was another book, and I can't remember which one it is. Maybe The Locked Door. I'll have to look back on my notes from a couple years ago, because I was reading that one for the Late Night Crew back when they were doing monthly like group books, and everyone DNF'd it, and I was also reading it at the same time as another thriller that had a very similar premise, and I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna put it down. So that's technically my first experience with Frida McFadden, but since then I have, you know, found some of her other stuff. I'm not sure what I think about this one yet. I think it's really interesting, and I think that it's definitely like dark and twisted, because we are following 3 different people. So we're following a husband and a wife, and their marriage is kind of in shambles. Like, they have pre-planned dates, they have, you know, once a month sex, they have like, they're not close anymore. And then we have this student. Now this student was involved with another teacher previously. We don't know the details of that. So the teacher had been fired, the student is still there, but we don't know if like anything actually happened, or if the teacher was, I don't know, like just put, like they were in an inappropriate position and they shouldn't have been. We don't know yet. But this student is now kind of latching on to the husband, because the husband and wife are both teachers at the same school. I'm sure it's gonna get like really sick and twisted. Sure it is. But right now it's just kind of more of this dramatic story. Like I said, only 123 pages in. However, on my listening speed, it says I have 2.5 hours left. So theoretically I could finish it tonight. We decided not to go to the food truck festival tonight because, like I said, 107 degrees. Plus my brother-in-law is coming into town and they're not going to be here until later now. So I think we're just going to move. We're going to do the food truck festival next week because pretty sure they're here through the next weekend. Regardless, Derek and I will go because it's going to be happening every weekend. It is 5:45. I am gonna go hang out in Discord for a little bit. If you didn't see the premiere, Crystal is creating Pick Pongathon 3.0 that I'm helping with. I'm not like an official team host because I'm also doing Battleathon, and that was just, I didn't want to spread myself too thin. However, I'm still gonna promote the hell out of this, and you should definitely go check it out. So I'll leave it linked down below. And I'm also helping create chaos because that is what I am good at. So it's gonna be a lot of fun in August. We're gonna have lots of fun. Basically, I'm gonna be playing for all of the teams and giving them bonuses. But anyways, that announcement went live today, so I'm just gonna go hang out in the Discord for a little bit and chill there, and then listen to my book. The audiobook is really good. My battery died. I swear I love this camera, but the battery meter does not work because it was fully, it was saying it was fully charged. But then then I just got the change or charge battery. Anyways, I do want to finish this tonight because I need to start Ghost Station, and that needs to be my weekend read for to end this vlog. I'm also working on another vlog project at the same time, so I have a lot that I need to do. I should have been reading this more than I was today, but honestly I didn't even get to pick up a book until noon. I'm just gonna chill tonight, might have a couple of drinks, don't know. I do have a bottle of wine in my fridge, and Derek is gonna pick up salmon on the way home, so that could be delicious. I'm losing my light, so I'm gonna go. Good morning, happy Sunday. I am here sitting outside of the groomer because Doyle's about to go get a haircut. I'm just a couple of minutes early to my appointment, so I thought I would come and touch base with you. I gave the teacher 5 stars. Who are we? I gave 2 books 5 stars in a row. 2 5 stars in a row. Me, who does not give out 5 stars very often. Listen, we thrive on the 4 stars, but 5 stars are hard to get, and 2 in a row? Who are we? Are we entering our 5-star era just in time for Battleathon? Which, by the way, I'm wearing the Battleathon t-shirt today because I need to film my 5-star audit. You should join Team Wings because apparently I'm in my 5-star era. Also, I started reading Ghost Station yesterday. I didn't end up talking to you at all because I didn't put any makeup on, and it just I don't know, I just did not feel I was having a bad allergy day. My face was puffy, and I was I don't want to film because I was deep cleaning my house, doing some summer cleaning. I don't know what it is, but the dirt just gets everywhere. That's what happens when you live on property, is that dirt, and then you have dogs, dirt comes into your house. So that's what I did. I'm gonna do it again today, and then we will probably go over to my mother-in-law's because family's in town, and we're just gonna play games and have dinner and fun stuff like that. That's the update. I think I'm about 40% of the way into Ghost Station, which is farther than I got last time. So I think I had DNF'd it at 25 or 30%, and it's just because I didn't have the physical book. However, this time I am listening to the audiobook. I'm just not doing anything else with it. Occasionally I'm reading along, but not very often. I've been playing on my phone, or I was listening to it while I was cleaning yesterday. And so when I'm not doing anything that also takes my brain space, that's helping. I don't think it's as good as Dead Silence, but I can see the comparisons to it. And I'm liking the mental health aspect. They're she's basically researching this disease on a spaceship that is likened to bouts of psychosis and depression. It's this really weird phenomenon where they're just your brains just go absolutely haywire. And so she's actually a psychologist researching it. And so I like that element of it. It's fun, it's interesting. I don't think we'll go 3 for 3 though, as far as 5 stars. But anyways, I'm gonna go take this man over here for a haircut because he definitely needs it. Definitely needs it. So I'll talk to you later. Hello, I'm here to close out the vlog and talk to you about Ghost Station. I finished this last night, and I'm giving it 3.5 stars, and it's a high 3.5. So like, honestly, it's only slightly lower than Dead Silence. And I think going in with like such low expectations really worked for this book. I will say the pacing is a little bit off, like, because it starts out so strong, right? The start of this book is very unreliable narrator because she has no idea where she is. She is getting this call from a family member, like a close friend, and like nothing that's going around her makes sense. And so because of that, she like doesn't know what's going on. And so you're thrown into the thick of things and you have no idea what's going on because she doesn't have any idea what's going on. And I will say that later on, like as we get into the book, it starts slowing down a little bit. And listen, our main character is like D-U-M-B dumb. She makes every dumb decision and like every unrealistic choice, but like she's playing the dumb blonde in a horror. That's what's happening in this book. There were times where you're just like, oh my God, like please don't do that. Stop doing that. There was still so much tension, and it had a lot of the same elements of the suspense and angst, not in like a relationship, but like in an unknown, like not knowing what was going on as Dead Silence. And so I think like if you can get past that little bit of a slog in that like 20 to 30% mark, I think that you'll actually enjoy this if you liked Dead Silence. I do think that this one takes a little bit of brain, like you can't be listening to the audiobook and doing something else. So I was just like kind of playing my game on my phone, which is super easy and like kind of like brainless to you, or I was cleaning, but I wasn't like doing work like which I can normally do with an audiobook. I can normally like be looking at reports, filing emails, doing that kind of stuff, and I couldn't with this one. That being said, I think it was still a good read. I'm glad I read it. So that'll wrap up the vlog for this week. It was only 3 books in a week, and I was hoping to get more because like obviously like doing Netgalley is like, you know, when you're trying to up your percentage. I've been on Netgalley for so long that it takes a lot for me to like up my percentage. I did find a couple that I had read back in June and didn't do a review for, so I went and did that. And then these 3, and I've gotten to, I think it's 63% now. So it's gone up like maybe a couple of percentage points, but not much. We still have work to do, but that's okay. I also got 2 5 stars in this vlog, which is unheard of, okay? I don't give out 5 stars very often, so I'm very excited about that. And I will definitely be reading more of Frida McFadden next month. For Battle-a-thon, there's going to be 1 week where I have a spinner wheel, and I'm just going to be putting on authors that I've given 5 stars before and just picking from them. Stay tuned for that, because the idea is to get as many 5-star rates. If you want to know more about it, I'll link Mel's announcement video down below, but you should join Team Wings. It's mine and Cassidy's team, so we're preparing for battle here. But that's all I have for you today. Let me know a book that you wrote off originally but like ended up surprising you. And if you're not feeling chatty, do the astronaut emoji. If you want to watch last week's challenge vlog, I will have it right here. It was reading Spiffbo books, and the next week I will be reading books from my physical TBR. That's all I have for you today. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little button that you can do so down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter, and my Patreon are linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!